Hey there, Tammy Kabell with Career Resume Consulting, and today I'm talking to you from my home office. And I wanted to make a quick video for you because I wanted to give you some context based upon a conversation that I was having with a very close colleague of mine just yesterday. So he was saying to me, and we've known each other for about 10 years, and he was saying to me, you know, Tammy, what you guys do, the most value that you bring is really in the negotiation piece, because I've seen you get people hundreds of thousands of dollars more than what they were making before. That's really where your value is. And I had to immediately stop him and really correct that thought. And I thought that I might educate you as well, because I think it's really something that's worth mentioning if you're thinking about how to be paid what you're truly worth. Because what I told him was the negotiation part actually is the easiest part if you do everything else throughout the entire rest of the career search journey correctly. And so what I mean by that is that it really starts with an incredible first impression. Now, studies have shown that a first impression will remain consistent about 66% of the time. So 2/3 of the time, no matter what you say after the first 90 seconds, that first 90 seconds is what sticks with people for the rest of the relationship. It's pretty amazing. So think about the messaging that you're conveying in that first impression. And this is messaging that would be in your resume or your CV, both in a chronological or a functional way. As you probably know, if you've followed me before, we've found that a functional resume for executives gets about a 3 to 4 times better response rate than a traditional chronological, mainly in 2 reasons. One, it's written persuasively and not academically. And 2, it looks different than everyone else's out there. So the messaging has to be in that resume and CV, and also in your LinkedIn profile, and really throughout your entire hiring process. That messaging has to be very clear and concise, and it has to be a value proposition. It has to be focused on what you can do for your next employer. In other words, it has to be focused on the reader or the listener if you're on the phone with someone, or if they're reading your LinkedIn profile or your resume. So the consistency also has to be there throughout the process, not only in the phone calls and the face-to-face interviews, but also in the stories that your references tell. All of that has to be consistent. In other words, no surprises. You have to be seen throughout the entire process as a peak performer at the top of your game, okay? So keep that in mind as you are going through an entire hiring process. It's not about negotiation tactics at the end. Really, that's just the cherry on top of the cake if you bake the cake right and you've iced it well. So one of the things to keep in mind in this whole process is that most executives try to focus their efforts on making themselves to be the most competent candidate. First of all, don't think of yourself as a candidate. Think of yourself as a standalone investment. You are someone with a personal ROI. They pay you $500,000 and you give back millions of dollars in return. So first, think of yourself as an investment and not a candidate. But also, everyone focuses on that competency. What they don't focus on are 2 more important pieces, which are relevancy and likability. If you've done any hiring in the past, you do know that people hire people that they like over people that are more qualified. So you have to build that know, like, and trust factor with someone before they hire you. And oftentimes you can even do that over the phone. And the competency piece needs to be built in that first impression, in the resume and in the LinkedIn profile. Now, these days, it is important to note that in today's executive search market, that the LinkedIn profile is actually more important than the resume or the CV. And it's because it can give the same message, the same impression, but it's seen by many more people. You can reach a lot more of your target audience a lot quicker, and therefore get their responses. And what you're wanting to do is turn them from online connections to offline phone conversations as soon as possible. That will start the interest and exploratory conversation, and that will turn into a hiring process, oftentimes very, very quickly, okay? Also, you want to consider yourself or position yourself to be an expert in something. Now, you don't have to be a national authority to be considered an expert. You just have to know more than the person sitting across the desk from you in an interview. And so that's going to be really important. People will hire experts faster, they will pay them more, and they will negotiate with them more flexibly if they are an expert. And when it comes to the negotiation piece, once you get that job, if you are seen as a relevant solution to their pain points and their aspirations, as well as their immediate needs and their long-term growth goals, if you are seen as the solution to those four things, then when they offer you the job, the negotiation is just a very natural progression of that entire process. When they see you as the ultimate solution to their problems and to their aspirations, where they want the division or the company to go, then they will pay you what you're worth because they appreciate your value. They see the value in what you bring to the company as an employee or a member of the executive team, all right? So I will tell you that this approach has helped us get our clients anywhere. And when I say hundreds of thousands of dollars, usually, it could be 50 to 100,000 more, but oftentimes, surprisingly often, we're able to get our clients 3 to 6 times more than what they were making in their prior position. Because really, what they were making in their prior position really is not relevant to what value they can bring as an expert and as the ultimate solution to the next company that they're going to be working for. And when you are that ultimate solution, the employer will be extremely accommodating when it comes to negotiating a complete compensation package. Also, be prepared, especially with the small to mid-sized companies, on being very creative in your negotiation tactics. In other words, it's not just about base salary and variable comp, but really look at the equity stake that you can get in the company, look at a signing bonus. Also, if you can take more risk on yourself as far as variable compensation, if you will take a lower base pay, you can get a tremendous amount more if you're able to prove your worth through reaching key performance indicators on a quarterly basis, and that can really increase your pay significantly. So keep in mind then, overall, first impression is key, and the message that you convey throughout the entire hiring journey, and do think of it as a journey, you're going to make yourself that relevant solution to their problems and their aspirations. And when you do that, they will pay you what you are truly worth because they do see the value. And when you won't do all of this, when this is the strategy that you bring to your job search, the negotiating piece is easy. That's really just a final culmination of everything that you've built throughout your entire hiring journey. So I hope this has helped you today. I would love to hear about your success if this helps you create a strategy. And of course, if you'd like some help in that search, that's what we do. So feel free to give us a call at 816-600-2478, or you can email me directly at Tammy, Tammy, at beyondjobsearching.com. And of course, check out our new website, careerresumeconsulting.com. Thanks, and have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.